Africa and copy. 2023. It's about 10 a.m. I know what the day is today because I looked before I made the video, so I do that for my editors because it keeps the videos organized in case the dates get lost, in the transfer. So I am not one that wants to, I don't know. I'm just starting to feel like, caring about what day and what time it is making you get more and more caught up in these worldly spells. Yesterday, I stayed in the bed all day. Stayed in the bed. I ate some unhealthy food when I got out the bed because I had a salmon taco. I really don't want to eat anything with a face. But I had salmon taco. Then I had some grippos I had brought from Indiana, which I do like grippos. I did have some water, half of a Dr. Pepper, some yogurt. I had cheese. Not vegan cheese, but cheese and some tortilla chips, some organic tortilla chips, and I just stayed in the bed all day. I had a couple of phone conversations with two different people, and they were calling to check on me, friends, one guy, one girl, and both of them, their advice was to pray to the fake Jesus, to the Sky Daddy. And they felt like that was what was going to make things better. And I used to believe that too, our people, not even Black Americans, but I believe every Christian in the world, they've been praying to the Sky Daddy for thousands and thousands of years, and nothing has changed. Actually, it seems like things are getting worse and worse. So I don't know when people are going to wake up about that, but I appreciate their empathy and having some kind of suggestion of what I should do. What I should do, and that's why I got out the bed today and came in to one of my favorite lakes to get some exercise in. What I should do is take action. What I should do is meditate and go inside and figure out what type of different actions to do, because sitting there praying, hoping and wishing and praying to a Sky Daddy to come and help you when your real daddy is delirious and caught in a system that he paid to be in, basically, that won't help him, that's not going to do anything. It's not going to do anything. I had the longest day. Today's Sunday, so I had the longest day Friday after his aide left. She was even freaked out about the situation, and she left quickly that day and didn't finish her job because she was so frustrated with, oh, a bee. Did y'all see the bee land on my shoulder? He just kind of landed on me, he or she. But yeah, nothing. She was frustrated. She was like, this hospital bed they brought is not appropriate. They're supposed to bring them another one, a bigger one. She couldn't clean him properly. She couldn't roll him. She had diarrhea, I guess she said, and it had gotten down into the bed, the air mattress, and, she was just like, she knew like this isn't enough, like they're only going to pay me to come one time a day, Monday through Friday. She can't even do it by herself. Everybody knows I can't do it by myself. So he's a tall and heavy guy, but he's not 350, so they wouldn't approve him a bigger bed. I should have never, he has a bed, I should have never took his bed out. But the reason I did, because they said he needed an air mattress for the wounds, in between his buttocks. So, but I think that I could try to order an air mattress or something filled with air to go on top of his bed. He has a brand new bed that, I paid a lot of money for. And then it lifts the legs, the feet, zero gravity, all of that. It basically does what the hospital bed does. But, I'm just listening to them thinking that, I should have just bought an air mattress and a plastic cover to zip the mattress in so that it didn't get ruined. Put an air mattress on top of that. He has a good bed, but I know next time, if they don't want to send the bariatric bed because he's not 350 pounds, they're going by the length and the weight, but not the width, So he's very wide in the middle. But yeah, so they my friends, they think that praying to this sky daddy is going to change a situation or it's going to make something better, and I think about all the times that, I used to sit down and talk to what I was calling Jesus, the Father, the Son, and the Trinity, the Holy Ghost. All this time I used to sit down. My situation never changed. It changed when I got bold enough to and fearless enough to do whatever it was I needed to do to make something happen. And when I started understanding that these communications inside of me was not Jesus, it was not Allah or any other religion, and that's when my situation started to change. Also, when I decided to take care of this vehicle, this temple, that energy that resides in me needs to function, on this ground. That's when things started to change for me. So I didn't go to the hospital yesterday. I called the ambulance, I think about 12 or 1. His aide left at about 10:45. I think the ambulance got there. I was calling the doctors, trying to figure out what to do. I called the ambulance. I was trying to pay for transportation. It was crazy, And because I needed to get him to VA to get another opinion, from a different network of doctors. So we got to VA. By the time he left one hospital, we went to another. We got to the VA about 8 o'clock, so they took him back about 9 maybe, and they admitted him. I didn't go yesterday. Before I left, he didn't recognize who I was. He was like, he told the doctor, oh yeah, she's a Democrat and I'm a Republican. He used to work the polls for voting every year. He would work the polls. He was always into politics. And so I guess that's what he was hallucinating too. Then he told me, he was like, 211, 211. He said, I see it up there, 211 on the board. He's a very bad gambler. Basically, that's, he made like $100,000 a year, probably for the last 10 years of his career. Probably it was like 90 or 85 a year before that. I don't know what he did with his money. He basically gambled it all away. gave it to his family because I sure didn't benefit from it. They always, his sisters, they always thought that he was giving me all this money and supporting me. They don't, my dad washed his hands of me. He called it washing his hands of me when I started going through puberty, basically. And I wouldn't allow him to beat me anymore, beat me into submission. And, I started running away. And the last time, when CPS found me and they saw the bruises, the bleeding, and when they confronted him about it, they lied because they said that I said he sexually abused me. I don't recall my father sexually abusing me. I recall being sexually abused by some cousins, when I was younger. And I recall seeing sexual activity in the house. I can clearly recall one time me going into my father's closet, and on the floor there were all of these, I don't know if they were Playgirl, I think they were Playboy magazines. And I can recall being in the closet, found those magazines, flipping through them, and I became ill. I recall throwing up. And he also would keep his change down there on the floor in the closet. But I don't recall specifically him sexually abusing me at all. And I didn't tell CPS that. I think that they looked at this young lady, this little girl that lives, with a father, and she looks mature for her age, and they saw the blood, the welts, the skin cut, and they assumed that. You see, at another time at my age, I found some medical records from when I was a baby, and I actually had scabies. I had scabies around my mouth, and I had scabies on my hands. And scabies, that's a sexually transmitted disease in it. And he had that paperwork in the house, and I found it. I don't even recall how exactly I found it, but as soon as I seen scabies, I knew. I was like, wow, somebody must have been maybe doing something to me, when I was a baby, But, no amount of anything on the outside is going to change your circumstances. No, you have to go within, and it's not easy. It's not easy. It becomes easier, it becomes easier, it becomes a lifestyle as you practice it more and more and more. It becomes a lifestyle. And then you're more and more connected, so I didn't go yesterday. I went, the doctor called me yesterday. I spoke with the doctor. He's still delirious, but they said he did remember who I was yesterday. The nurse just called today. I told the doctor I'd be there at 11 a.m. today. The nurse, she just called and said he's still, his dementia's flared up. She's like, he can't, there's no way that they're going to discharge him. They'll get him stable. And she's like asking me what help I need with home health care, which is the aid, and she was just wondering why I wasn't getting any help. Why are they saying he's not bedbound? It's just all a game with the insurance companies and everything, but. So today, I got up, getting about 4 or 5 miles in walking. I can feel the blood rushing through my body when I stop because I haven't been exercising properly. I believe I'm going to try not to, because I don't drink or smoke, so I'm going to try not to use food to weigh me down. I'm going to try. So I'm going to leave here and go get me a juice. I'll stop and get me a juice on my way to the hospital. I already had my coffee this morning. I have a very bad habit going to Starbucks every morning. So I had my coffee. And it's almost like my friends, because I know they watch my videos, and so they know now, it's coming out. Oh, she don't believe in Jesus. She believes she is a goddess, and she believes in the source, and she don't believe, And so it's almost like they say those things to me, like when I explain to them or when I tell them about what I'm going through, with my dad and how hard it is, trying to figure out, how to move through this system. It's almost like they say that, like, see, that's why you need to be praying to Jesus, like it's going to make a difference. It's not going to make a difference. What made the difference is I did what I had to do. I called the ambulance. I lied to them and told them he was going in and out of consciousness so that they would come and pick him up and pay for transportation to the hospital. I knew they weren't going to keep him at a private hospital. So I had the private hospital, I lied to them and had the private hospital put him in the car so that way I could drive him to the VA. You know what I'm saying? To tell the VA the truth. So, and no amount of praying, because guess what? Christianity and Jesus says, don't lie. You know what I mean? Like, isn't that one of the 10 commandments or something? You know what I'm saying? Do not tell a lie. Be So if I would have been sitting there, like I trying to tell everybody the truth, when all these people that work for the home health care place, the hospice place, the rehabilitation place, the hospitals, the insurance companies, everybody else is lying, and deceiving, but they want you to submit and not lie, to get anything done. So, yeah, that's what praying and believing in that is going to get you. It's going to get you stuck, stuck, in a depression, trying to figure out, oh, why am I doing everything right? And why am I telling the truth and following the right way, and following all these rules. I'm not saying I believe in doing wrong to people, or anything like that, but, you'd be sitting there stuck crying, praying, and going to church and getting them your money and tithing and thinking that that's going to make a difference, instead of just doing what you got to do when you're up against these principalities, with these corporations, these hospitals, these insurance companies, everything that's designed to drain everything out of you, and especially your energy. That's what it's designed to do. And when you play that game and you believe in all of that, you're going to have a very, very hard time, a very, very hard life. So I decided today that I'm going to get up, get some exercise, and, come out in nature. So I'm sitting out here at the lake. I walked out here to the little dock thing and just relaxing on top of the water. Get my mind right to go up here and look at my dad. Look at my dad.